Welcome to Sting City. Welcome back, everybody, for part two of my spring hive check. Again, it's April 13th, and it's about 55 degrees, and the bees are busy. We had a really good check of Slee-Bee Hollow, found the queen, lots of capped brood, even some honey left in there. Feeling really good about where they're at. Let's see and hope that we can say the same about Buzzopolis. This will be a good chance to compare the colony strengths between the two hives. I don't really have a good feel yet of um, what it could and should be, but we can compare them now. One of the beauties of having multiple hives, getting all stuck together here. All right, off comes the screen top board. Hey, looks like there's sugar left in here, which honestly I like to see. Let's see if I can lift this one out the way I had intended on the other one. All right. Lots of feeding bees. Yep. That feels like almost my calibrated arms, maybe 6 pounds of sugar. So I'm really surprised. We had a very, well, what I would call, compared to recent winters, cold, wintry winter where there was hardly any days where they could um, get out at all. And they didn't consume nearly as much of the sugar as I thought they might. So let's top this top box off, which I will be reusing for the feeder. Ooh, look at all, look at all the Buzzopolis citizens here buzzing away. Let's smoke them. There they go, off to hiding. Here we go. Frame one. You're seeing it as the first time I am. Oh, there's nectar. So they're bringing in, it's very interesting. They're bringing in nectar from somewhere. I'm not sure what that would be right now, but lots of nectar in there. Getting ready to make honey. Got the sugar board at my feet. I'm just waiting to step on that and get a unpleasant surprise. I think my pant legs are sealed up good. So this is empty. This is an empty comb. There's some bee bread in there. A little bit of nectar, but nothing other than that. Not surprising. Again, it's still pretty cold, so any brood that they have to really be able to cluster around and keep warm. But good news, we've got capped brood and some drone brood on that side. So Here's some capped and some uncapped brood. You can see little larvae in there, maybe. There is some drone brood, which in the spring, this is when the drones have their big job to do. Here's the back side. This propolis, it's almost like if you find gum on the bottom of a railing or something in the city that's a little bit pliable but sticky. It's kind of like that pre-chewed, dried out gum. More capped brood here, capped brood and uncapped brood here. That's great. Again, I would love to see the queen. We had an exciting sighting of her in Sleepy Hollow, but I know that she's there based on what I'm seeing, so that is great. Both of these queens, both here and in Sleepy Hollow, are young queens. They were from midway through the season last year. And here's a full frames, both sides of capped brood. And you can't really see it, but I was seeing it as I pulled it out. There's some waggling going on. I don't know what their dances exactly mean, but they're definitely waggling and I think communicating. See all that lovely capped brood? All right. So we get these tight together. Hmm, that was not graceful, but now I'm committed. Here we go. Woo, more busy bees. Okay, so this is empty comb. It's on the outside, so that's kind of what we expect because that's not where the bees hang out. Another empty frame. Here's some. Let's see if there's a empty. They're working on some bee bread in there. Some brood on here. Still looking for the queen. More brood, bee bread. Oh, look, 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 look. Can you see right in the middle? See her majesty? Why? This is 2 for 2. All right, so we're getting this back together. We're gonna squeeze together. Again, all the right things going on in here. We're gonna put the top layer back on. And all right. Okay, so we've got this top board here with a hole in it. I'm gonna put this on top. Pull this tape off. Okay, we got them closed in there. We'll give them some feed. Jars of sugar water, just some holes in the top, punch of the nail. See it drips out a little bit. There, I'm sticking to it. Oh, that bee propolis, it is sticky. They're gonna drink this stuff up quickly. And again, we're gonna put this on top. Now they're gonna be confused for a little bit because I did take away the top entrance on this hive. So I hope that they adjust. We got that plugged off. Now I need to pull this bottom board out. See if I can smoke them away from it. Hive body here on this one, but these girls definitely have more activity going on down at the bottom, obviously, than Slee-Bee Hollow. Wedge. All right, well, thanks for following along on my first spring hive check. I'm really excited about how things look. It's going to be a great season. We'll see what happens. I have plans and learning to do on how to split these hives, so maybe they won't swarm on me. All three of my hives last year swarmed, and I think only one of them actually successfully requeened itself. So we're going to try and avoid that this year. We'll see what happens and see what we can learn this year. Until next time, take care.